Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the auspicious of Park Launch, Mr. Ali Fahad. Mr. Ali Fahad, welcome on board. So, Mr. Ali Fahad, kindly enlighten the community about yourself and your journey into the initiation of Park Launch. What inspired the idea? Give us an insight to the vision that you had in your mind before evaluating and basically executing your idea.
Uh, जी, I was born in Lahore, went to GIK for my undergrad, came to US in 2001. And in 2020, I was always thinking about giving back to Pakistan and trying to find ways on how we can contribute back to Pakistan by bringing more funding and how to share knowledge into Pakistan. And that's how we started Pak Launch as a WhatsApp group with 7 friends in San Francisco. So the idea was we will contribute back to Pakistan.
That's amazing. What was the vision that you had basically, apart from doing something for Pakistan? What actually made you execute the idea of starting Park Launch?
So it started with just 7 friends. We were, Atif Awan, who's a pretty renowned VC in Pakistan, was one of our close friend, and he had started his VC fund. So I've been to his events, and he was talking about investing in Pakistan. So that definitely was one of the motivations as well. So with 7 friends, we thought maybe we can use some of our idle time more constructively, and how we were talking about giving back to Pakistan. So we thought of starting a WhatsApp group so we could share knowledge with each other. We could explore different opportunities investing into Pakistan, and maybe because we did have several years of experience among us, we thought like maybe we can contribute back to Pakistan and give back to Pakistan.
That's wonderful, Mr. Ali. You mentioned Mr. Atif. Can you please walk us through the rest of your core team that has stood by your side and has contributed to the esteemed position where Park Launch stands today?
Yeah, I think there have been several folks along the way. Some of them were more active in the beginning, and then, over the time, like they got busier and other folks came in. So initially, there was Subhan Jalil was one of the folks from GIK Alumni Association. I was working very closely with him about GIK alumni in the US on different events and things like those. One of the folks who really helped in the beginning was Hamad Khan, again a batchmate based in London. So he did some of the initial webinars with us. Atif was very supportive. Soon after, a lot of local VCs started to join. So, Kalsoom and Faisal Aftab and Rabil Wadaich, and then Ali Hassan is another GKN from London who did some of our initial fundraisers for us. So along the way, I think a lot of folks have changed recently. Some of the folks who have been more active are there's a gentleman called Rahil Bodla out of Bay Area, has been helping with a lot of events in the Bay Area. There's Salman Khalid out of Dubai. He's a private equity person, and he's been doing a lot of events in Dubai and has been helping us with a lot of fundraise events. Taimur Malik, he's a lawyer, runs one of the largest organization of communities of lawyers in Pakistan. He's been helping us with a lot of stuff and advising. Talha has been running our operations for the last year or so, and has helped execute last 2 events that we did.
It's amazing how a team of people can come together and coordinate and cooperate and ensure that what they're starting is eventually going to get to the top. So, Mr. Fahad, we have seen that Park Launch has successfully hosted 2 conferences and has obviously contributed significantly to the cause of not only enhancing the tech industry in Pakistan, but also bridging the gap that exists between SMBs and investors, resulting in a more polished and efficient industry. So what are your plans for the upcoming Unconference 23 being hosted in Dubai?
Yeah, so maybe a little bit more about, why this event is, what brought us to this event.
Exactly.
So, as we started with 7 friends, now we have over 300,000 followers across different platforms. We have the reason for, we were doing a lot of demo days, so we would bring startups to help them raise money. We have helped close to 80 startups raise over $80 million for the last, since January 1st, 2021. what we realized was that for us to keep bringing more money into Pakistan, we need to introduce more investors to the startups. And as the startups mature, we need to bring more serious money. So for us to do that, we did our first conference. It was a virtual one in September 2021. Then we did an AI conference in Pakistan, to harness the talent and see people, the engineering folks working in AI. Then we did Park Launch Unconference, which was a precursor to this upcoming Unconference, where the concept is you bring in the top 50 startups from Pakistan and introduce them to some of the biggest global investors. So in our last event in June, 52 people flew in from Pakistan. They came to Palo Alto and we introduced them to over 70 investors. We already know there were 17 investment deals made in that event or originated from that event. So our goal with this Unconference 23 is we're taking the same event, but this time to Dubai. We think there's still a lot of juice left in Dubai because of all the oil prices going up, and we want to introduce them, our startups, to different set of investors. So our goal is to bring the top 50 startups to Dubai in January and introduce them to some of the biggest investors in the region and the family offices.
Mr. Ali, without a doubt, your efforts are commendable. As somebody who, along with his team, obviously, has been a pioneer of the IT industry for quite a while now, what growth opportunities do you see in Pakistan? And what makes Pakistan the most suitable market for this sort of innovation?
I think Pakistan is one of the most untapped markets right now among some of the largest, most populous countries. So Pakistan is, the fifth largest, population in the world. We have some of the, one of the youngest populations in the world, which is getting more and more literate. It's very tech savvy. And still there's a lot of room for digitizing a lot of elements and sectors within our economy. Still, a lot of our processes are done more manually, which need to be digitized. So as the industry and the market moves towards digital economy, it will create multiple unicorns. So Pakistan presents that opportunity to a lot of investors as they're looking into frontier markets, emerging markets, to look into Pakistan because it's one of those untapped market because of some of the perception issues. And with our Unconference, we want to challenge those perceptions and change the thought process about what Pakistani tech is all about, which is growing very rapidly. And it's one of the most talented and, with the most number of freelancers available, a lot of tech savvy young population.
Mr. Fahad, your vision is really great, I must say. And there's no doubt, and honestly, it would be an understatement to say that your efforts and patriotism, especially, has contributed to the greater good. What suggestions or feedback would you like to give to the community that would give birth to them having a similar vision as yours?
I think, I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's all about, following something that you are really passionate about. So
Definitely.
in our case, this community is all about giving back. So we are probably one of the very few communities that, we remove inactive members. So we only look for folks who want to contribute back, are active about it, passionate about it. So I think for someone looking into a new venture, just follow what you truly believe in, be passionate about it. Don't focus too much on the returns, at least initially. You need to have some direction about the opportunity and the market size. But more importantly, you need to follow what you're really, really passionate about.
Mr. Ali, the success of Pakistan and Park Launch generally, and the unconferences that it has hosted are impeccable. Please give us an insight into some growth opportunities that you have in mind for Park Launch in the foreseeable future, let's just say 5 years.
Yeah, I think our growth is, frankly speaking, a lot more than we even anticipated. And we have never been all about the numbers. We have always focused on the KPIs or the metrics. So one of our vision is by 2030, we want to help build Pakistan into the top 10 ecosystems in the world. So anything that helps us achieve that goal, it includes upskilling the talent. So we do a lot of programs with universities. We have partnerships with multiple universities. We offer a lot of courses and trainings. We do a lot of mentoring sessions. We want to help the startups recruit the best talent. So we have groups around those where we are connecting the diaspora with the startups in Pakistan. Third one is we want to bring the funding. At the end of the day, the startups do need funding. and we want to connect them with global investors. So our goal for the next 5 years would be continue to do the same. We want to move towards our eventual goal of help build Pakistan into the top 10 ecosystems in the world by 2030. So slightly more than 5 years, but that's our target.
Mr. Ali, as a native Pakistani, I really appreciate your efforts and the strategies, both long term and short term, and the efforts that you're putting into to ensure that, to actually make the people realize that there's ample room for growth in our country. We really appreciate your time and the efforts that you're putting in. And it was just wonderful talking to you about, what Park Launch is, its success, and where it plans to be in the next 5 years. Thank you so much, Mr. Ali.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.